What is up, guys? Ethan Hammond here. If you are struggling with running injuries, with athletic injuries that just keep coming back over and over and over again, and you're feeling really uncertain about how to appropriately handle them because you keep trying to train, you get injured, you take some time off, you rest, you ice it, you stretch it, you get back to training because it's finally feeling fine after 4 to 6 weeks, and then once you're in the middle of training, it's like, oh crap, I just re-injured myself. Why did that happen? We run and we exercise to improve our health. It should not be deteriorating your body. If you do feel like your exercise is deteriorating your body, something is drastically wrong. Okay? Now, if you guys want to go ahead and accelerate your ability to get through these injuries, I'm offering absolutely free of charge to runners. Comment below saying runner, and we will get set up a free consultation done over the phone to make sure that you have a proper game plan for your specific injury. 07-305-231-339. Text or WhatsApp me. I will personally get back to you within the next 24 hours and we will get a game plan sorted ASAP for you. Absolutely for free, no strings attached with that. Okay? So let's carry on with the video and actually go through what does this process look like. So I want to go ahead and say, guys, again, my name is Ethan Hammond. I'm a strength and rehab coach if you don't know me, and I've been working with runners and with athletes for over a decade now with getting them out of injury, out of pain, and back to running. Here's what the process typically looks like. Someone gets injured. They come talk to me. We evaluate why the injury happened. We get them fixed up and out of pain. We get them feeling like, hey, I can run with good technique, with great technique, and the running doesn't feel like it's going to hurt me anymore. They carry on with a more appropriate program that doesn't lead to them getting injured, and then they feel fine, they feel hunky-dory, they feel strong. A year goes by and it's like, yeah, I'm still fine, because I do check-ins periodically throughout the year with everybody that I work with, and there's never really this re-injury. Sometimes people will have a different injury from a completely different part of their bodies, from a completely different thing, but typically we never really see people again because they actually get fixed. And that's what happens when you have a great program, when you have a great strategy that actually addresses your specific injury. All right? Now, guys, if we can understand just 4 things, just 4 really simple basic things, then we can basically just copy and paste the rehab program, the rehab protocol. Okay? So you want to be able to run pain-free, and you hate taking this time off of running. You hate just being restricted to, just ice it or take pain meds because it hurts all the time and do these really basic, simple stretches. However, I'm here to tell you that, guys, that is the worst advice. It is the most prevalent advice. It's what everyone keeps being told by their medical professionals who are honestly probably overweight and don't actually run or run well themselves. Why are we taking advice from people that don't run regarding how to run? Anyways, my solution is to clean up the injury, teach you how to run better, teach you how to manage and maintain your body effectively, and teach you how to effectively manage your programming so that it inherently does not harm you, because there's way too many programs out there that's hurting people, typically has way too much volume, and people are trying to do way too much for where they are, and that's absolutely wrecking them from overuse. All right, so we established you should not be icing, you should not be resting for weeks at a time. That is the worst advice. Movement is medicine, but you have to move well, you have to move right, and you have to clean up your movement. Okay? If I can understand 4 basic things, then I can effectively address my pain and get myself out of pain and healing faster than ever before. So what we're going to go through is, what are these 4 concepts? What are these 4 it's actually 2, plug and play strategies, so that depending on what your injury, what your pain is stemming from, we can effectively deal with it, right? All right. Something to really understand here, guys, that we exercise for the betterment of our health, to make our body stronger. If you feel like your running and your exercise is deteriorating your body, something is majorly wrong. That is not normal. It's very common. It's not normal. Don't fall into the trap of having these repeat injuries and thinking, well, if I'm going to be a runner, I'm going to be injured. That's not the way it's supposed to be at all. That's the opposite it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a case of, you're a runner, you identify yourself as a runner, you feel strong being a runner, you have a normal body composition, You have healthy joints, you have full range of motion in your joints, and everything just feels great. And every time you go out for a run, you feel strong. Every time you finish a run, you feel tired because you just went for a hard run, but you feel good. You don't feel like you're weak. You don't feel like, hey, if I keep doing this thing I'm doing to improve my health, I'm going to get hurt. That's a contradiction. We don't want that happening. All right. So what are we doing here? We are understanding the why injury/pain happen. And again, if we can understand, there's 4 components to this. If we can understand these 4 components, we can pretty much solve everything pretty much right away. It becomes extraordinarily simple and easy if you can just follow some basic concepts and rules here, okay? Number 1. This is what we call pathology. Are you sick? Are you ill? Do you have the flu? Because guess what? Sometimes you go out for a run and your lower back starts aching. Like all of your muscles are aching. You feel really cold. You feel shaky. You feel like you have no energy. And it turns out you're sick. Do you have any symptoms of being sick? Are you dizzy, getting night sweats, nausea, sudden changes in your weight, sudden changes in your bowels or your bladder, anything like that? Anything that gives you this idea of you're sick. That's what that means. And that is actually why a fair amount of exercise type pains happen. So what do? You go see your doctor. That's your game plan. Doctors are really good at this. In fact, that's what doctors are actually trained for. They are what's known as allopathic medical providers, meaning that they use things like medicine to fix up these issues. Cool. Are we on board with that? It's pretty straightforward. Number 2, you are out for a run and some rugby player just comes out of nowhere and tackles you in the side of your knee and it shatters your knee. You have had a catastrophic injury. Or you were out for a run, you got into the woods, you didn't know where you were, maybe it was a little bit dark, you tripped on a root, you fell down, and you broke your wrist. Ouch. That hurts. That sucks. It happens. It was an accident. Life happens sometimes, unfortunately. We're literally just going to say that. Life happens. It does. We've all had issues like that before. What do you do if something breaks or something tears? You're bleeding profusely. That's how you know you have a catastrophic problem. You know when you have a catastrophic problem. You go see your doctor. Cool. Are we all on the same page for this, right? So you either have a pathological problem or you have a catastrophic problem. Or you have number 3. Why else might you get hurt from, your running? Number 3 is a couple different words for it. Your position / your technique. Maybe you got hurt while on your run because the way you run, your running technique is so incredibly poor that you're putting way too much stress on your body in an unnatural way. That can happen. Do people ever hurt their backs deadlifting because they have a rounded back? Yes, absolutely. Is deadlifting bad for your back? No. Is deadlifting with a rounded back horrible for your back and is going to set you up for injury eventually? Yes. When will you get injured from deadlifting with your back like that? Somewhere between that next rep you're about to do and 10 years down the road. It just depends. So what do you do when you have poor technique, poor position, when you're exercising, when you're working out, when you're running? You get a coach. Someone who actually knows what they're doing, is very well versed in this stuff, and they can actually watch how you run, which, by the way, I provide free gait analysis for people. You literally just take a side view shot and a back view shot of yourself running, get a friend, or just get a tripod, get a rock, and record yourself running. Send that over to me. You can just ask me for details and I'll message you privately for how to do that. Really, really simple. Any monkey can do it. And I will analyze your running absolutely free of charge and send you back a full analysis on it. It's actually a pretty cool service that we have. All right, so you get a coach. Number 4, why else? So we have 4 reasons for running pains, exercise injuries happening. Either you're sick, something external collided into you. So these first two things, this is something external affecting your body. Either an illness, a pathogen, a bacteria, virus, fungus, mold, whatever. Fungus is mold, mold is fungus, whatever. Or, somebody or something external to you whacked you. You ran into it or it ran into you and that hurt you massively. Or it's something internal from how you're moving. So your position, or it can be your mobility, technically meaning how you move, but more specifically, there's excess tension. So it's really the lack of mobility, excess tension in your body. Your quads, those muscles on the front of your thigh, they cross over the knee joint. If we make those quad muscles really, really tight because you're sitting around all day and you have really poor circulation, they're really weak, it pulls on the knee. So it crosses over the base of the knee. If that gets really tight, it pulls more tension into the knee. Now when you get up and try to run and squat and lunge and whatever, now your knee is under a hell of a lot more tension than it should be. Eventually something gets torn. Does that make sense? Cool. What do you do for this? You have mobility work. And this is a collection of work. Foam rolling, using massage therapy balls, using a resistance band to distract the joint, using voodoo floss, using contract relax sequences, using breath work, and combining that with technique work. This is how you fix up injuries. So we have pathology and catastrophic problems. Statistically, these affect 1 to 2% of all cases of running-based pain and injuries. They do happen. This stuff is 98%. This is the vast majority. Can you really do anything for pathological and catastrophic problems? No, again, life happens. You can take steps to try and keep yourself safe, follow health and safety rules, follow some simple strategies to keep your immune system as healthy as possible, but people get sick, people get hurt, it happens. Can you do something about your position and your mobility? Yes, absolutely. These two at the bottom, numbers 3 and 4, this is 100% in your control. You just need to have a game plan for actually doing this. So first thing is to establish, is your knee pain happening because you're sick? Maybe. Do you have any symptoms of being sick though? Again, night sweats, dizziness, nausea, changes in your bowel and bladder function, or sudden changes in your weight, anything of that nature. Do you feel like you're sick? Did you get whacked by something? Is your knee hurting because you fell down and you crashed your knee into the concrete? If it did, any of that, go see your doctor. Otherwise, we need to talk about technique for running. We need to talk about mobility work for running. And so this gives us a game plan. How do I fix up my technique? How do I fix up my mobility work and maintain my body? Now it becomes a case of just applying this and now getting back to your running skillfully, rather than just doing it however you want. Because too many people are saying, don't worry about running technique. You just run however you run. That is complete and total BS. That is the worst advice anyone gives. And if you have given that, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. Imagine saying that for deadlifting. You just deadlift however you want. People overthink technique. You just go, all you do is pick the bar up. That's all you got to do, hun. So you just go over there and pick your bar. And remember, some people have a natural C shape to their spine. It just rounds it for some folks. I don't know why I went to a bit of a southern accent there. I am from the deep south of America. But anyways, that's not important. Point is, you don't want to take advice like that. It is total crap. It will hurt you eventually. What we need to do is address our technique, address our mobility. Okay? So check out the rest of my content. We're going to be going through plenty of technique work and mobility work for exercise and running so that you can stop getting hurt and finally get a handle on this. So again, guys, if you would like to go ahead and get a jump on your technique and your mobility issues, because more than likely if you're watching this, you don't actually have a catastrophic problem or a pathological problem. If you do though, go see your doctor. They're really good at this. This is what they're trained for. This is not what they're trained for at all in any way, shape, or form. Even your physical therapist or physiotherapist or occupational therapist or osteopath probably isn't actually trained for this stuff. But if you text me, you WhatsApp me, we're going to get you this kind of help specific for your problem. So again, just comment runner below and we'll make sure that you get the help that you actually need and supercharge your game plan for actually training well and efficaciously so that you're not setting yourself for injury. That makes sense. All right, guys, take care. Hope you have a great rest of your day. If you are struggling with pain, though, we need to get you out of pain. So be sure to get on a foam roller or something to start managing that pain. Take care, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next videos where we actually clean this stuff up once and for all.